Good morning, Misfits. I am the kind of tired that everybody has. You've been there where you're literally like, it's like you kind of feel like you got microwaved. I think that's the best way to describe it. Like I just feel like I got microwave, like I'm cold on the inside and hot on the outside. Where I just want to go back to bed so bad, so bad. But today is the last day well, it's kind of the last day to wrap up my current flooring project. And that was a grind, man. Like, so for those of you that don't know, I don't do this for a living. I am not a social media person for a living. It's a hobby. And I have my own business. I do home remodeling. And if you're a regular listener, like December was such a slow month because I do home remodeling. It's the holidays. Nobody gets new work in December. November's hard, but usually you have work in November. So I worked pretty much all of November, and December I just couldn't squeeze in a small project, which is the only kind that you can unless you're already on something. So the reason I'm saying that is because I literally got soft. I got soft over the course of a month. I really should. I should have been going to the gym and remaining active, but I didn't. I was lazy for a month. I was just lazy. I don't know. I don't remember what I did, but it wasn't good. I think I just sat on my couch and watched TV. I don't remember. But then I just jump right back into working fucking 60 hours of hard manual labor a week. Like I've been running around to different projects. I've been working 8 plus 9 hours of setting floor and doing demo and doing a bathroom, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So for the past week and a half ish, I got this $14,000 job that I banged out in like pretty much 2 weeks. By myself with one helper, and I'm tired. I'm tired. It's not for the weak. I think that my business is kind of like being like a professional athlete, where it's like you can't really do it forever. Like you can't. But you want, like, there are guys who I know that are like, in their 60s that are like still doing tile and still doing remodels, but I thought they're not good. Your body breaks down. Like my back is killing me. I just got the peptides in. I just got peptides in 2 days ago, so I've been on them for 2 days. I'm on that Wolverine stack and NAD. I think that's going to help out a lot. But if you guys if you guys aren't familiar with that, the peptides are, everyone thinks like peptides are steroids. They're basically just amino acids, very, very beneficial. And there's a stack called the Wolverine stack because it has really good healing properties. I have 2 herniated discs, a bulging disc, a fucked up knee, fucked up wrist. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. And for a living, I beat the shit out of my body. It's fun. I should do this for a living. This would be much easier. It's just, unless you're a grifter or a sensationalist, Jew-hating cunt, it's pretty hard to make a career out of social media. And even the people that do make a career out of it, they're really not making as much money as you think. Everyone thinks that these people are celebrities. Most of them are broke too, and they just flex and they pretend like they're, bigger than they are. Put it this way, if somebody in fucking Hollywood who gets paid $1 million for a movie and then ends up on the street like homeless a few years later, all of these people, all of these social media people that right now you think are like living this lavish lifestyle and that they're so fucking like blah, 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 the vast majority of them are going to end up just like everybody else who was on Real World Road Rules in the 90s. They're going to be losers that nobody knows about. It's going to be fun to watch. And then what I'll be doing is I'll be moving into the second phase of my 10-year plan, which is I'm going to pivot out of doing the home remodels, and I'm going to start buying and selling property and doing minor repairs on it, house flipping. But house flipping without cutting corners. I hate those fucking dickheads who like, quote, flip a house and they do everything fucking half-assed. So the new homeowner is stuck with a piece of shit that they just got to fix again. So that's my goal. That's my goal. And I won't do all the work. If it's a flip, if it's basic, I'll hire people. But I do custom, high-quality home remodels right now. I don't trust anybody else to do the work, so I do it myself. It's like going to the gym every day. Wasn't Bob Vila from Massachusetts? You're the new age Bob. Bob Vila. I fucking haven't heard that name in forever. Somebody in the chat. I don't know if he was from Massachusetts. Maybe he was. All right. So let's get to the daily breakdown. I told Alex, I sent a text to Alex. I said he's going to have to jump on around 7:30 because I got to meet my worker at the job at 9, and I got to go and make 2 stops on the way to the job. The job's a half hour away, so we are on a time crunch again. Starting next week, though, I'm definitely going to be a little more relaxed. I'm starting a new job. The customers are they're super sweet old couple. And it's only 20 minutes away, so I could probably tell them, yeah, I'm going to start the job at around like 9:30, and I can take my time. The reason this one was so rushed is because the customer really wanted to move in to their home, and I overpromised and delivered. I shouldn't have even overpromised, but I was like, yeah, I can get you in here in 2 weeks, and I should have said 3, but if you're going to overpromise, you better fucking deliver. Anyway, let's go. All right. For those of you that don't know, if you've never seen the show before, here's what the daily breakdown is. We go onto the internet, we type in the word news, and then we break it down, right? Today, there's a couple of repeats from yesterday. You can see these ones that are in purple. We covered these yesterday, but we can go over them really quick. Oh, actually, you know what? We didn't cover these yesterday. This was from last night. That's why they're repeats. We covered them with Sean on the weekly breakdown from last night. But for the morning people, we'll go over them again. I worked yesterday for 10 hours. I did a morning show and an evening show, and I'm tired today? No way. That makes sense now. Let's see. What did I do? I did 5 a.m. to 5 a.m. I probably got to bed around, I think I ended the show at 10:30-ish. 10:30. 5 a.m. What's that? I'm trying to do math right now, and I'm so tired. 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 19 hours. I only worked for like 19 hours yesterday-ish. 18, whatever. All right. So the EU is apparently pouting about the the U.S. trade deal. Okay. So this article here is from the BBC, for those of you listening, and it's talking about how the EU is suspending the approval of the their U.S. trade deal because of the Greenland deal. Excuse me, I misspoke earlier. So Trump's getting Greenland, he's getting parts of Greenland, and the EU is pouting about it. That's essentially what this means. The European Parliament has suspended the approval of a key U.S. trade deal agreed in July in protest against Donald Trump's demand to take over Greenland. If you have a trade deal, you don't just get to go, no, I'm mad at you. I'm not doing it. So stupid. Suspension was announced in France. The move followed renewed trade tensions sparked by Trump's bid to acquire Greenland, which rattled financial markets, they say this like it's a bad thing. Rattling financial markets was a signal that the deal was going to go through, and it did. Well, so far. Fingers crossed. It's essentially announced. We'll get to that. Hours later, Trump said on social media he'd reached a framework. The agreement set U.S. levies on most European goods at 15%, down from 30%. So this is important, right? So Trump and the EU have a deal where he drops the levies on most of their goods 15%. And they said, okay, because of that. So this is a deal. This is a handshake agreement, right? Trump's like, okay, I'm gonna drop the tariffs 15% as long as you hold up your end of the bargain. Now Trump goes, I want to get Greenland, and now the EU is in protest, not honoring their side of the deal. So what I would do is, if I were Trump, I would raise it to 50%. I would just go, fuck you. If you can't keep your word, I'm going to punish you for not keeping your word. So it was going to be 30 for, let's see, when was it? Was it July? Yeah, July. Okay. So July, August, September, October, November, December, January. For 7 fucking months, you have been receiving the benefits of the 15% discount that we have given you by not giving you that 30% tariff we promised. So to recoup the 7 months that you have now taken advantage of us by lying, I would go up to 50%. I'd be like, yeah, you're going to go up to 50% for a year. Don't do that again. Don't tell me you're going to do something and then pout like a little girl, stomp your feet when you don't get what you want. Yeah, perfect. That's what I would do. All right. But let's go up to X and let's take a look at this proposed Greenland deal. Oh, we got to get to that. So we're going to have to cover drama. I don't want to cover Candace, but that's a big oops. That's a big oops. All right. I know I just recently posted about it. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. Okay, maybe I didn't. Let's go and type in Greenland and see if it pops up, because I believe this is confirmed that this is here we go. Yes, this is exactly the one. So apparently the new deal is that Denmark is going to allow the U.S. to take over certain parts of Greenland and have them as U.S. territory. China and Russia aren't allowed in there. The U.S. gets mineral rights, I believe, in the parts of Greenland where we are going to acquire. And yes, we're going to get sovereignty over which parts we acquire, and we're going to be able to put the military bases. We're not going to have to deal with making Greenland the 51st state, which wasn't likely, but it was possible. And if that were to happen, we would have to deal with their adding 2 liberal senators to Congress and all of the the voting rights and everything that they get, et cetera, et cetera. Art of the Greenland deal. Get your opponent to cede territory and mineral rights for free while they still pay the natives billions a year in welfare, and you think you're the idiot for accepting. This is really true, by the way. Like, Trump basically played them where he said, I want all of it, and then all we got was everything we wanted, and didn't have to pay for it. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I like that deal. I remember I actually did post this. It was this one. Yes, this one right here. That's actually a very low price. Let's see if people are mad about it. He makes it sound like a deal, but they're going back to their old arrangement. He specifically said he doesn't need NATO there, but Greenland needs to be annexed by the U.S. This is actually him backing off. Tell me you don't understand how to fucking read without telling me. Trump lies in a good way. Trump lies. He says, I want all of Greenland. And then it looks like he's backing off, but we get everything that we want. Is it lying? Yes. Misleading? Yes. Is it business? Yes. He's like, I want all of Greenland, and then we don't get all of Greenland, and retards like you go, oh, Trump didn't get what he wanted. No, he did get what he wanted. He lied to them. He didn't want all of Greenland. He doesn't care about getting all of Greenland. What he cared about was being able to have military bases in Greenland. We got that. That's all that mattered. It wasn't about vanity. He says that he's going to take it and call it Goldland and all that shit. It's not what he actually means. It's not what he actually wants. Read his fucking book. For fuck's sake. Read it. Understand it. And do it in an unemotional, fucking unbiased way. Just actually read it and go. And you will be able to understand how Donald Trump's mind works. All it costs is trust and relations. Trust and relations with who? With who? Who the fuck in any of these negotiations is trustworthy? Oh, they don't trust Trump? Oh, some snakes in fucking, some fucking European socialist fucking country don't trust us? Boo-hoo. Who cares? I don't care. I don't care. I do not give a flying fuck if the European Union trusts America. What are they going to do about it? Nothing. Take a fucking seat. Why do you guys always post my picture, by the way? You post my picture like it's some own. Like I'm not going to look at that and say, look at that handsome motherfucker right there. Like, look, you're posting my picture. My picture. I posted my picture. Do you see how weird that is? I understand why you do it, right? Because my face triggers you, right? My face triggers you, so my haters will post my picture thinking my face triggers me. It doesn't. Every time I look in the mirror, I go, Mom, Dad, thanks for fucking. Both of them up there looking down like made a beautiful baby. My face triggers you, not me. You're just showing me an amazing looking human being. So you could continue to do that. I don't care. I think it's even funny when you guys do the AI things and like you put like a Star of David on me. I'm like still fucking better looking than you. You could put the fucking bikini picture up. Better looking than you. Bet you your face isn't on your page. Bet you it's not. Nope. You know what? You're fucking ugly. Let's go back to... For those of you that are listening, that was I think I did a good enough job of... You kind of know what's going on. Somebody posted a picture of my face in my comment section with pretty much no other context. It was just like, still simping for Daddy Trump. Yep. Got Trump's face on tattooed on me. I don't give a shit. Fight. All right. Jury reaches verdict in trial of ex-Uvalde school police officer accusing of failing to confront gunman. This story is important for a couple of reasons, right? Number one, let's go here. No, wait. Actually, I got a better idea. Let's go Perplexity. I'm not sponsored by Perplexity, by the way. I'm promoting Perplexity because I actually think it's a really good AI. I know that Joe Rogan's always talking about Perplexity because he's sponsored by them. Grok called me a pedophile, and I'm not using Grok anymore because that's a mean thing to do. But because Grok was like, always spreading fake news and shit like that, I looked up Perplexity, and I do like it. I would recommend it. Okay. Anyway, we're on Perplexity AI. When was the Uvalde shooting? When was the Uvalde shooting date? Okay. Because this is important. All right. This was May 24th, 2022. Okay. Where do you think I'm about to start going with this? Okay. May 24th, 2022. And the jury just now, today, or yesterday maybe, yesterday, has reached a verdict in the trial of the Uvalde officer accused of failing to confront the gunman in the shooting. Does anybody know where I'm about to go with this? I think you do. That's right. That's how long it takes. So I'm sure that the day after, maybe the day of, the people seeing the video of the officer who essentially this cowardly stood by and let that shooter take out those kids, I'm sure there were people that were screaming at the top of their lungs on the internet, "Arrest him! Arrest him! Arrest him right now! Arrest him and lock him up," and blah, blah, blah. How long did it take for you to go from that to this, right? 4 years? 3.5, 4 years? A little more? That's how long it takes. Okay? So if you're screaming about the fucking dude who broke into the church, or if you're screaming about Don Lemon, right? Who's like saying like, I want to arrest him. If you're screaming about arrest this person, arrest that person, arrest him, arrest him, arrest him, arrest him, arrest him. You're not going to be satisfied for a while. Probably until after Trump's term. So you can either live like that, you can be fucking miserable because you're not getting your fucking dopamine hit and you're not seeing how the actual system works, or you can chill the fuck out. So Gonzalez was charged with 29 counts of child abandonment or endangerment in connection with the Uvalde shooting. I don't know what happened. We're gonna find this out together. Let me tell you what I think. I think that he should be found guilty of something. He definitely should. I don't know. I haven't followed this case, right? It's been a long time, as we just pointed out. I think that he should definitely be charged with something from what I remember, but let's find out together. Or sorry, convicted of something. Okay, here we go. A jury. Now look, and this might be what happens. A jury has reached a not guilty verdict Wednesday evening in the trial of former Uvalde school police officer Adrian Gonzalez. He was charged with 29 counts of child abandonment or endangerment tied to May 24, 2022 Robb Elementary shooting. The jury deliberated for 7 hours only. It says only. That's a long time. 7 hours before returning the verdict. Gonzalez faced charges tied to the early minutes of the Robb Elementary attack. 19 children and 2 adults died, the deadliest in Texas history, according to the Texas Tribune. And look, this is what I said. I said, just based off of my memory only, I think that he should be convicted of something because that inaction, I believe, led to death. It's the trolley problem, but it's on the other side, right? This is, you know, it's really funny. This is Dave Smith. This is Dave Smith and Owen Schroyer and Tucker Carlson. If you see a single one of them bitching about this, you need to tell them to shut the fuck up, because he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything, and children died. Right? This is the trolley problem. Okay? If there is a trolley coming down the road and it is about to run over 5 people coming down the track, there's a lever. You have an opportunity to pull the lever and the trolley will be diverted, but it will run over one person. All right? And you know that your action will cost one person their lives. And if you do absolutely nothing, 5 people die. Do you pull the lever? I do. Right? And that's what The trolley problem is in the Israel's counteroffensive, right? Yes, they're killing children, right? Are they saving more in the long run? I believe so. This is the trolley problem in dropping the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That killed children. Did it save more children in the long run? I believe it did. Most historians and geopolitical experts agree with me, right? Dave Smith would say, you don't do that, right? And more people die. And Dave Smith would say, well, that's fine. I don't think it's fine. What this guy did was he took the Dave Smith approach to a school shooting. Right? That's what it is. It's I'm not doing anything. That's what it is. So, 19 children died because he did fucking nothing. Or 19 people. No, 19 children. So, do I think that if you are in the trolley scenario and you do nothing, are there certain circumstances where you should be charged, right? Yes, there are certain circumstances where you should not be charged. Like, for instance, like when a kid shoots up a school and you try to charge the parents because they didn't do anything. Well, I don't think you can do that because we don't know what's in their minds. Like, maybe they really didn't know. This guy knew there was a shoot. He literally was standing outside of a building while people were dying, and like a coward, he did nothing. Now, there was talks that he was ordered to stand down. I don't care. I'd rather get fired and go save those kids. His job is to protect people, and he failed his job. I don't know what the punishment should be for this. I'm not arguing that this verdict was not correct. A jury deliberated. They have way more evidence than me. They saw the evidence, and they have to. They are instructed by the judge to go by the letter of the law, and they have these guidelines, and I'm sure that they did the right thing. However, I don't think this guy, well, one could make an argument that this guy has been punished. Right? I'm sure he's been punished through the dragging of his name and the costs of the trial, etc., etc. I'm going to leave that up to God, but his counsel let's continue with this story. His counsel brought up 2 witnesses to stand in his defense. Gonzalez did not take the stand. Defense attorney Nico LaHood said the jury told him there were a lot of gaps in the evidence. Again, the people that think they know every detail about a story based off of something that they fucking saw on Twitter, you people are retarded. It's like, we know the evidence in the Don Lemon, William Kelly storming the church. We know the evidence is the videos that we've seen. Pretty sure it's overwhelming evidence, right? It's rare that I'll say, I think that's enough evidence where I don't think that there is a question. It is funny, though. This will shock nobody, but Owen Schroyer does not think that Don Lemon should be arrested. He thinks that he was just a journalist documenting that. This guy is a fucking clown. He's taking the contrarian position because he wants clicks. That's what contrarianism is. Candace Owens has perfected contrarianism. She's also going to be fucking sued into oblivion because of it. Not to, get sidetracked, but let's jump over to X, and let's jump over to this post that I saw this morning from Ashton Forbes, right? Candace might have forgotten to mention that there's and Candace is the one that posted this, by the way, right? You can see in the background, I believe, here's her little logo down in the bottom right corner. Candace posted this like a fucking idiot, right? So this is reading from what I believe is some type of agreement, section of the cease and desist letter that she was sent from TPUSA. And it reads, on video calls, December 4th, 2025, and December 15th, 2024, I requested, this is, I'm assuming somebody from TPUSA. I requested a retraction from Ms. Owens' disparaging statements, and again, provided notice that the injuries caused by her statements are substantial and continuing to accrue. Ms. Owens declined to issue a retraction. This is TPUSA saying we have reached out to her and told her to stop, cease and desist, right? They're documenting that they have done that, right? To the contrary, she has stated that she doesn't feel any different about the people that she mentioned on her show. And she thinks that there are shady people at Turning Point USA. As a consequence, her statements are continuing to cause harm to TPUSA. We are currently working to calculate the full extent to date of the still accruing damages. So, when you sue somebody, you have to state damages, right? And you have to try to measure them, right? You don't have to be, it's kind of like auditing it. It's like kind of like auditing yourself for your taxes, right? Now, how do you figure out how much you've been damaged by Candace Owens' bullshit, right? Like, it's very hard because you don't know. You'd have to look at how many people you were signing up for TPUSA, and then you'd have to line up her comments, and then you'd have to prove that there was some type of a drop or some type of, a shift in your normal business model. You'd also be documenting harassment that would line up with that timeline. You'd have to because there's going to be obviously monetary damages that you would have to try to prove. There's also going to be pain and suffering. There's going to be a lot of things that they can do. But when they say that we are currently working to calculate the full extent to date of the still accruing damages, what they are saying is we are crossing our T's, dotting our I's, and that's why this has taken so long. They have been, like I told you, sitting in a room waiting and watching her dig. They have been handing her shovel after shovel after shovel, and she has been digging that motherfucking grave as fast as humanly possible. It's actually quite impressive. Now, this section of the cease and desist continues. I don't know who's writing this. This could be Andrew Colvett. This could be somebody from TPUSA. I don't know. But somebody from TPUSA. In my December, this could be their lawyers. I would assume it probably is their lawyers. In my December 2nd letter, I highlighted Miss Owens' ongoing... This is important. Okay, guys? Candace is absolutely fucked because of what I'm about to read. What I'm about to read is the smoking gun in the demise of Candace Owens in this lawsuit, right? She will not win this lawsuit. It is impossible for her to win this lawsuit. In my December 2nd letter, I highlighted Miss Owens' ongoing contractual obligation not to make any disparaging, false, misleading, or otherwise defamatory comments about TPUSA and or its employees, agents, directors, officers, affiliates, programs, or services. See Speaking Agreement, Section 6.4, NIL Agreement 5.2, Miss Owens freely undertook in exchange for payment by support from and access to TPUSA. Her obligation remains in effect for 12 months following the terms of her agreement, which was terminated on December 2nd, 2025. She's fucked. This is bad. This is worse than the Macron lawsuit. This is more damning. This is more of a slam dunk than the Macron lawsuit, which is bad. The Macrons have her by the balls. This is worse. Candace Owens apparently signed an agreement in exchange for money with TPUSA that she would not say any disparaging comments about them. And the irony, the timeline here actually makes perfect sense, right? December 2nd, 2025, right? Charlie Kirk was shot on September 10th, 2025, right? September, October, November, December. You remember the first 3 months? The first 3 months where Candace was just going ham, right? Where she was like, Charlie was killed by a bee cult. Charlie was killed by this, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. That whole time, she was being paid by TPUSA, right? And they brought this up. Her followers brought it up. She's still on their website. She's still listed as the head of Blexit. We all remember that, right? Where they like you go to TPUSA's website and you'd see Candace Owens' face. That whole time, she was still on the payroll. And she also has a contract, a non-disparaging agreement, which applies to while she's there and 12 months after she's fired. They fired her in December. That means until December 2nd of this year, she is legally obligated not to say mean or negative words about TPUSA. Is there a jury on the planet that would look at her posts about TPUSA and say they're non-disparaging? No. She's fucked. She's absolutely fucked. There's no way she can win this lawsuit. It's impossible. It's not, and by the way, I wrote it here. This is not about trying to silence her. This isn't about trying to silence Candace Owens because they have something to hide. Anyone would do this. Anyone would do this. I would do this. I wouldn't. It's not about trying to silence her. If you don't do this, then what happens when another employee goes, well, they didn't do anything to Candace Owens, so I'm going to jump online and talk shit too. No, you have to. That's just good business practice. Like you don't want to let your employees run around on the internet accusing you of being part of a conspiracy to kill Charlie Kirk. If they have an agreement, you just sue them. Like it's actually amazing that Candace Owens has been going this hard when this whole time we did not know this. I did not know that she had a non-disparaging agreement this whole time. That's fucked up. Like she's so fucked. Like real bad. So I mean, I don't know. Like she's gonna create a GoFundMe. Like, dude, no, it won't be big enough. No matter what, she's getting sued into bankruptcy. Like, and like, oh, her husband, her husband doesn't have that money yet. That's his daddy's money. That's his daddy's money. Her husband has some money. She has some money. The money that they will be sued for, it can put them into, this is bad. This is pretty bad. They're going to file Chapter 11. It's going to be, and you know what? It's nobody's fault but hers. Nobody's fault but hers. She knows exactly what she's doing. All right. Final story before Alex jumps on. I just got a text from him. He'll be here in a minute. 7 more countries agreed to join Trump's Board of Peace. Yay. All right, 7 countries, including Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Egypt, say they will join Trump's Board of Peace, according to a joint statement. They will join Israel, which also publicly confirmed its participation. You know, this is good, by the way. Look, I say a lot about Islam, but there are Islamic countries that are trying to do the right thing and move the Muslim religion, I guess you could call it religion, society, people, whatever, in the right direction, which is really all we're asking for. I mean, you get somebody left a comment under one of my posts where I was talking about Jake Lang and how he doesn't represent Christianity. And somebody said, Jake Lang does to Christians what radical Islamic terrorists do to Muslims. Now, I agree in part, right? And it's like the same thing can be said about Nick Fuentes, Candace Owens, etc. Right? When you have these ridiculous people that in the name of Christianity, right, give a bad name to the rest of Christians, right? It's not good. But the difference is that Islam, radical Islamists, jihadists, whatever, they're following their book, right? And the people that are aforementioned, like Jake Lang, Candace Owens, they're not. Other than that, the result is the same. It's like, yes, the people like Jake Lang, Nick Fuentes, Candace Owens, who in the name of Christianity are embarrassing the rest of the faith. It's like the same thing as radical Islamists who make the vast majority of Muslims, who are very peaceful people, look bad. The problem is the peaceful Muslims are the ones that are ignoring their faith. And that's why I think that there should be some type of break-off of Islam where it's not even recognized. Like the parts of the Quran that say to kill all Jews, and the parts of the Quran that say that breed and foster this hate and division. The vast majority of Muslims ignore those parts of the Bible, of the Quran. That's how they are peaceful. They ignore the teachings. I think that they should just create a new religion. It's kind of like how the Protestant church broke off away from the Catholic Church. And I think that would be a better way. But regardless, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, there's a couple of places where they're like, we're going to create like a Islamic monarchy that has progressive structure, and those countries and those areas which are Muslim territories, they do okay. It's still not a place that I would ever want to live, but they do okay, and I think that they're, if there are 2 billion Muslims and 90% of them are good people, then that's, what's that, fucking, I don't know, 190 something, I don't know, my brain isn't working, 1.8 billion good Muslims as opposed to 200 million bad ones. So yes, they are overall, in general, great people, and there are a couple of countries that really do want to see peace in the Middle East. So Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Egypt, yay, come on in. Stand next to your Jewish brothers in Israel, and we'll all fucking kumbaya this shit together. It's not a hard thing to figure out. All right. Saudi Arabia said the group of Muslim majority... However, Saudi Arabia said that the group of Muslim majority countries, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Egypt, Jordan, Indonesia, Pakistan, and Qatar, endorsed the aim of consolidating a permanent ceasefire in Gaza, supporting reconstruction and advancing what they call just and lasting peace. I think I hear Mr. Alex. Yes, I do. We'll copy him in. We'll bring him over, and we will get rocking and rolling. Because we got about 15 minutes to power through this shit. All right, Hate Mail Thursdays, ladies and gentlemen. Hate Mail Thursdays. What's up, Alex?
What's up? How are you?
I'm all right.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you.
Let me share this space on my page.
Share
Give
this.
me uno momento.
Oh. You want to copy it, share it on your page. Yes. Okay. So Hate Mail Thursdays, guys. If we haven't, it's been a few weeks because I've been working and there's been all sorts of things going on, and the new year, the holiday, what have you. But we have a problem. We have a big problem. My hate mail. It has taken a dive.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So
your hate mail's taking a dive. Why? What's happening?
I don't know. But here's what I can show you, right? So this one's January 2nd. There's only 1, 2, Let's see here. January 2nd. So since the beginning of the year. Okay, there's 3. This one's a repeat. We know him. So, no, that's not. That's a nice one. So since the beginning of the year, there's been like 3 or 4. Whoa, I'm not reading all that. Since the beginning of the year, Alex, I've only gotten 3 hate mails.
What's going on? Why?
I think that it's because Iran shut down the internet. I don't know.
You think Iran shut down the internet and it's because?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
it.
It just took a dot, bro. I'm telling you. We do this every week. I get hate mail like it's going out of style. I have gotten no hate mail over the past 3 weeks, and I don't know what's going on.
Wow. Okay, hold on.
It's very strange.
Hold on, I gotta repost this.
Okay.
We are reading hate mail.
I gotta find the scorecard.
What should I say? Reading hate mail from our.
Say hate mail Thursdays.
No, we're gonna say reading hate mail from our favorite people at the state mental hospital.
There you go. Where is our hate mail Thursday?
From our
Where's
friends
the tally sheet?
well, I'm beating your ass, but that's fine. Okay.
You are. Maybe I probably destroyed the evidence, so that I wouldn't get
Boom.
embarrassed.
Rating hate mail from our friends at the state mental hospital. Let's go, yay. Bro.
Speaking of yay, what are your thoughts on Andrew Tate trying to throw Sneeko under the bus after they got caught for playing that shit at the Miami nightclub, et cetera, et cetera?
My thoughts are that influencer culture is a race to the bottom and that these people don't really care about anything other than clicks or their next dopamine addiction, and it's painfully obvious, and this shouldn't be taken seriously at all, and this is nothing more than right-wing TMZ, and everything that we see is just literally proving that point continuously.
I agree. I think we're on the same page there. Oh, this is I probably was looking at the wrong book. Why can't I find... Here we go. Found it.
Oh.
Found it. Okay, so we were at, let's see. We went all the way back to November. Yeah. Unless this is...
I'm trying to be like you though, Zach, where I can get the same type of hate mail that you're receiving.
Bro, I'm really kind of upset about it. Like, where are they? I don't know where they went, but they... And you know
what? Well, you know what it is? Because these people are all blocking you now. They're all soft, dude.
Yeah, maybe that's...
They're all... You know what it is? They're like, oh, we're against cancel culture. We're against this, and that. And they just
all right,
you
so you want to know what's really funny? Is I called out the redheaded libertarian because she had on Nick Fuentes and she was trying to do this like soft ass rebranding interview. She literally asks Nick Fuentes, she goes, do you deny the Holocaust? And he goes, no, I don't deny the Holocaust. I just don't treat it like it's a religion. And it's like, well, nobody does. That's not the question, but okay. But he does. He denies the figures of the Holocaust all the time. And then, so she asks him a series of questions, and then without him saying anything, she goes, okay, so you don't hate Jews. And it's like, wait a minute, you just added that shit, right? It's like, it was like Tucker Carlson, only worse. So anyway, during this...
Well, what was funny about this is that she pretended like she was actually challenging it, but it was just clear that she was literally asking, like she was literally like kind of paying lip service to challenging it, and it was like, hey Nick, I'm gonna ask you these questions, and this is what we'd like for you to answer, because
it was worse than
it was
like CNN. It was like Kamala Harris on CNN. It was garbage, right? So anyway, during the course of this, she said something like, or Nick said something like, Josie said, I question the Holocaust because it's illegal to question the Holocaust, right? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, it isn't, right? And then she goes, well, in the clip it says, oh, we're talking about other countries. No, you aren't. You said it's illegal on X to deny the Holocaust.
It's really not illegal on X because that literally gets you your account promoted.
Exactly.
It's actually better for engagement to do stuff like this because this thing is a race to the bottom, and X is not about preserving free speech or fighting against the New World Order. It's about giving the New World Order a right-wing makeover.
Yeah.
And this is the perfect way to give the New World Order a right-wing makeover. That create an add to the male loneliness epidemic, which in turn causes less people to get married and less people to have families. And you know what happens when that occurs? The state becomes your family. And then when you do have a kid, he's A, more likely to be raised by a single mom, and B, Sprinkles the drag queen continues reading to your 5-year-old son at the kindergarten classroom with no pushback. And then your kids will either grow up to be to grow up to be full-blown communists who hate America, or they're going to grow up to be full-blown Nazis who also hate America. And then America and its ideals of freedom and liberty and independent thought will vanish, and then a new world globalist order can emerge in its place.
Yeah. So I think it's funny also because so I think it's also funny, right? Because what I took was giving her the most gracious benefit of doubt possible is that she's conflating censorship with illegality, right? Like, so if a social media
she's not doing any of that. This is
hold on. Let me finish. I'm saying if I were being generous, if I were trying to steel man her argument, I would say that she's conflating those. So if I were being generous and using that argument, what she's saying is anytime anyone is censored or anytime anyone is restricted from speech, then that's illegal. And she thinks that that's wrong. Yet, if you see the screen here, she literally blocked me after lying about me on several occasions. And I'm like, wait a minute, so isn't that illegal? Like, shouldn't I have the right to go to your page and respond to you? Why are you silencing me? Why are you against free speech?
Wait, can I ask you a question? Can I just hold on? I want to interject. Did you initiate any private correspondence with her afterwards?
Not afterwards, but before. And so look.
Like when you were while responding to her on X and responding to her publicly, were you DMing her? Were you sending her any direct messages at all private?
No. I haven't talked to her. I muted her a long time ago, and I don't see her. I don't see her stuff. This came from a different account, right? And all I said was have the redheaded retard explain how the Holocaust denial is illegal in the U.S. And then this is what she posts, right? She posts, I'm a pathological liar, absolutely disgusting human being. So she posts this before picture, which is it's from this post, right? So she cropped it so it makes it look like I'm fat, even though this is what I look like now. So she cropped that, and then she also went and said and cropped the post where I said I'm okay with as many dead kids as it takes to stop Hamas, which is, again, I've said it before, it's kind of essentially describing the trolley problem where, yes, I'm okay with dead civilians as long as it saves some more civilians in the long run. And
but it's not even a genocide anyway, because 80% of Gaza has been destroyed with a 3% population.
All right,
loss. That's not mathematically like.
Hey,
hold
Alex,
on. Hey, actually, wait.
Alex, I got to go to work. Alex, I got to go to work. Okay. If you want to do hate mail, you can't be read. Okay.
Let's read some hate mail. Let's do it.
All right. So we went all the way back to November the last time, so we're gonna have to go back there. And I think it was November 25th was the one before the last one. All right, I'm just gonna start at December 1st.
Let's start December 1st. Let's finish strong heading into the holidays, Zach. Let's go.
All right, let's go. December 1st. Come on, almost there. Okay. December 4th. Okay. Oh, here we go. We got some that are clearly unread, so that's good. December 3rd, December 2nd, December 1st. Okay. December 1st. I bet I bet you cry and apologize when you suck nigger dick. Why would I apologize? If I look at anything that's worth doing is worth doing right. I'm not gay, but if I ever did suck a dick, I'm sure that I would do a good job. I don't think I would apologize at all.
And this tweet won't ever be used against you on the internet at all in any capacity. Let's learn about Tommy. Black-pilled. Tommy, black-pilled. Posts are for the FBI, CIA/CIA agents tasked to keep an eye on me. Yeah, because the CIA and FBI are clearly wasting their time watching a guy with this in his profile. Probably a locale. My dog forces me to touch grass.
Okay, so it looks like 4,000 posts, joined 2018, and there is a pinned post. This is a real person. So for those of you that have never seen Hate Mail Thursdays before, here are the rules. Okay, we go to my hate mail, we find the person who sent the hate mail, and then we need to determine what political ideology they have, either the left or the right. We use the common sense, critical thinking, and deductive reasoning to determine whether or not they're a bot. If they're a bot, we don't count them. As of right now, Alex is smoking the right wing. Alex thinks that I have more right wing haters. I said I had more left wing haters, but Alex has already proven to be correct in that.
Yeah, there's another reason behind it too, and it's because right wing psychopaths spend a lot more time online than left wing psychopaths. Left wing psychopaths actually go out and protest and burn cities to the ground and quote unquote take action to protest what they think they're upset about, whereas right wing psychopaths live in their mom's basement.
So hold on.
Wait.
We have no time.
I have one sentence, dude. Right wing psychopaths live in their mom's basement, spend their time spurting about the Jews on the computer, and then shout "Christ is King" while having a box of tissues right next to them.
Okay?
That's why I have more haters on the right.
All right, we have to blast through this. I have maybe 5-10 minutes tops, and I gotta go.
So do I. I also have to go.
So. Okay, so Braylon Holland, faggot ass name, wants all the porn for himself. So this could be a lefty.
He's not a lefty.
Hold on. Illegally purchased, aka stolen. Okay, maybe not. So he just hates the guy who is on the right.
Wait, no. Read the thing about. Okay, a baby was tear gassed by an immigration officer. Abolish ICE. These retarded faggots can't spell faggot right. Are bringing babies to illegal protest and using them as Kevlar. ICE should upgrade to live routes.
Okay, right.
Liberals. Yeah, this is a right winger. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so let's move. We got to move. So it's 1-0. That was who was that? Oh, I bet you would cry. Okay, bet you cry. I respect all my. Okay, never mind. That one's nice. You're all talk bitch. Okay, I'm all talk bitch. 1,124 posts, 53 followers, and looks like a real person. Okay, we are marching off a cliff, and circus performers are only being cheered on by the 35% who didn't walk out. Okay. What is this? The mean tweets are not a side note, and the people who get frustrated by the mean tweets are not deranged. I think we have a lefty. The mean tweets are Trumpism, front and center. Okay, so I think this is a lefty. Let's confirm. I truly cannot understand. I know I'm Gen X, but we were raised to respect the office of the presidency, even if it was inhabited by a flawed man. I remember well the Crusades against Clinton from Newt and the gang being immoral and not worthy. So tell me what changed. Okay, this is a lefty. Reposting Seth Adams. Christy Gnomes. Yes, this is a lefty. Okay, 1-1. We have a 1-1. I'm finally putting some points on the board. Yay.
Well deserved.
Okay, so next up, the Misfit Bottom. All right, this is from December 2nd. So this is okay. So this is not a repeat.
Oh wait, I want to read.
I know. I was just making sure it wasn't a repeat. Okay, so it's you can go ahead and read it.
Okay, it's long overdue for naturally stupid people like you to take Trump's cock out of your mouth. It's over, bro. You're no patriot for beating the dead horse of lies and Jewry.
It's
little
always
pussies, little pussy snowflakes like you who are too uneducated to speak on the world and to attack elderly people are the ones who need deported. Okay, uneducated, you can't formulate a complete sentence. Amazing. With that squeaky voice, you probably take dick. The Misfit bottom. That could actually be your backup account.
It should be. It should be. It sounds like a lefty. Okay, but let's check. It's definitely a pothead. Everyone ruined what was cool about weed.
The 10. Hold on, go up and see. I want to see how many when he started posting.
Okay, so 20.
Oh yeah, it's a person. Okay,
this is a person. This is definitely a person. Okay. Let's see. All weed, no politics. All weed. This is a burnout. This is a fucking pothead. Like, wonderful guy. Can't wait to try her. This is definitely a drug dealer. This is just a drug dealer. Okay. How much meth does this require? Asking for a friend. Okay. I think it's a lefty based off of their take Trump's cock out of your mouth out based on the.
They're calling you the Misfit bottom and jewelry, which is wild.
Well,
Because
lefties hate Jews too.
Well, you know what's funny is that these people would call you a Nazi for not wanting to wear a mask during COVID, but meanwhile they actually are openly supporting Adolf Hitler and saying the same things that actual Nazis said to Jews in the 1930s. So, if I decide to come out of retirement and make videos again, we're going to try to go to I'm going to go to those protests and convince these people to start supporting Adolf Hitler and get it on the internet. This
is who's calling me Misfit Bottom, by the way.
Yeah, that's probably a lefty. Fine. You're up 2-1.
Okay, right, 2-1.
Let's go to the next. You're up 2-1.
All right. Yeah, take Trump's cock out of your mouth. That's lefty. That's a lefty thing.
No, but now the right wingers hate Donald Trump because he's too much of the Jews. So,
but they usually don't have that level of TDS where they'd say take Trump's cock out of your mouth. They'd say something like, "I agree with Trump on some things, but you're a fucking." All right. Anyway, you're a pussy. This was October 11th, November 9th. I think this is a repeat. I think that's a repeat. Okay. How are you falling for Iraq 2.0? Okay.
That's not hate mail.
Yeah, and they blocked me.
I don't think we're falling for Iraq 2.0 because none of this is like the Iraq. Like none of this is trying to convince us to send American troops in there, right? It's like, hey, like launch a regime change that the people of Iran are advocating for with the help of the CIA, with our CIA and FBI, obviously. But we're not, we're not going to go into Iran and launch a regime change operation.
Okay, so December 3rd, your brother is a dumbass. Okay, the one that died or the one that got arrested for being a drug addict. I don't know.
Oh, I thought that was all right.
All right, this one we're not going after that one. We don't have time to chase. Your brother is dead. It's so funny. I think that these. Wow, what a prick. Sid the Kid. Yeah, this is another one where it's just a fucking. It could be a bot. Actually, hold on. Is this a bot? Joined February 2014, 24,000 posts. Nah, probably not a bot. Ask Alex if he saw the Vega political ad versus Torres.
Alex. Oh, somebody messaged me about that. Yeah, you know what's funny? I know Jose Vega. Like, I wanted to I never met him personally, but like, I'm sort of like friends with him, man. Like, I made friends with him like in 2023 when I was like asking politicians to condemn like the Restrict Act and all these threats to our digital freedom and whatnot. And I used to really like how he would go after politicians and publicly call people out about the Ukraine war and supporting what would possibly have led to World War III. And then this is an issue that like the Israel-Palestine issue is an issue that we obviously have a very strong disagreement about. Mm-hmm. But he's never said anything mean to me. He's never like I genuinely don't think that he dislikes Jews. I don't think he like supports fucking Nazis of any kind. I think he just has a different view on the Israel-Palestine conflict than I do. I also think that he genuinely cares about the people in his community and would actually, if in office, do his best to at least try to put some money and funding into his neighborhood at least for the first couple of years.
I haven't seen who they're talking about, but Roadrunner, they did drop 20 for the chat, so I wanted to give them that opportunity. He said they think he's very anti-Semitic. I haven't seen.
I don't think he's an anti-Semite at all. I don't think so.
Well, you also said the same thing about Ian Carroll, right? And
no, I didn't.
It's on camera.
I think that with that, you want to give people the benefit of the doubt first until they can obviously prove that they're anti-Semitic. But I just don't see it, man. I just think that he has a view about he has a very left-wing, very socialist-leaning view on the Israel-Palestine conflict. I think that when you're running for Congress in the part of the Bronx that he's at, support for Israel in that area is probably not going to get you votes, sadly. And you're trying to run to the left of Richie Torres, and running to the left of Richie Torres means that this is the position you got to take.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. We got to keep moving. I think I found one while you've been talking. I got rid of a few bots and stupids. You're an actual moron. It's insane how stupid you are. LOL. This one is 98.5 thousand posts, but joined February 2016. I think it might be. And yes, wow, legendary. Okay, real person. And the first post looked political, so let's find out. Okay, they're reposting Autism Capital. That could be either way.
Yeah, no, that's right. There's no lefties posting Autism Capital.
Okay. Let's double check. I think I tend to agree with you. All right. NATO secretary confronts Trump to his face. Root reminds Trump that soldiers from NATO nations fought and died alongside. Looks like they're Trump lie tracker. So, like I said, calling out Trump and MAGA's lies to the American people. I don't know, bro. I think this could be a lefty. Okay.
I didn't know that lefties post Autism Capital, but I guess you learn something new every day, Zach.
No, I think they can go either way. Autism Capital they're semi-neutral. They definitely are right-leaning, though.
Semi-neutral. They're like the most. It's literally MAGA news, bro. What are you talking about? Semi-neutral.
Okay, 103 days into the ceasefire, Israel kills. Okay, but yeah, like I said, Jew hate and Israel hate is on both sides. Yeah, reposting George Galloway. That's a fucking hardcore lefty. He's literally we're part of the leader of the Workers' Party. So I think we're safe in saying this is a lefty. Okay, 3-1. I'm finally in the lead. Okay, so we'll get to 5, but right now I finally have I have won a week. LOL, nice dead brother. Thank you. That's a compliment.
Seems like a fun guy to go to parties with. All right.
Okay, this nope, not political. I'm skipping because we're so limited time today. All right. Damn, dude, really trying to insult and deport immigrants when your own brother was a drug dealing murderer? And you assaulted a disabled person? Classic Trump supporter. Piece of human garbage.
All right, we're probably going to give that one to you, but let's verify.
Let's verify. All right, 2,000 posts, joined 2023. That makes sense. Definitely a real person posting their own stuff. Looks like it's a lot of sports stuff. I think that there's a correlation between sports and violence at this point, because have you noticed that a lot of my haters have just like nonstop sports pages where they like it's all they post about? There's got to be something to it.
Or maybe it's bot. Maybe these are just bots, and they're just.
I don't think it's bots because.
Do you think bots actually send private messages to people? That's another thing I've been kind of thinking about.
I think that there are bots that send private messages, but this guy's literally he's correcting a typo, so that's not a bot. Yeah. But yeah, I think that we are strong enough in the classic Trump supporter and. Damn, dude, you're trying to deport immigrants where we can confidently say this is a left. So it is 4-1 for week 1, 2. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Week 7. I have not won a fucking round in 7 weeks, but we have finally won.
I didn't think that you had won a round at all, but that's...
No, I won a couple rounds like early on. All right, so this is December 3rd. Okay, so 12/3. Damn dude. I'm gonna write damn dude. Okay? So
What's
damn dude.
Crazy, yeah, damn dude. What's crazy is that these people actually think that this is affecting you or getting to you. Like it's straight, dude. This is straight up.
Yeah.
This is straight up middle school behavior. These are grown men acting like middle schoolers. Like even with Josie, when I was like, when I just quote tweeted her like, I quote tweeted her thinking about Gaza genocide because I knew what she was doing. And then all of a sudden I got a bunch of like obviously like she ratioed me and I'm like it's like how's that working out for you and I'm like like what do you mean how's it working out for me like ratioing somebody's an accomplishment like I don't care. I'm not 12 years old and also this app is literally only about engagement farming anyway, so I do not care. This is right-wing TMZ. I think that with these right-wingers, the thing that pisses them off the most is not getting angry at them. It's showing complete indifference to their cause because these are just a bunch of self-aggrandizing morons at this point. And so I think that actual instead of getting worked up over these people, right? You just gotta mock them and show just complete indifference to them, and then just watch them crash out at you.
Well, what you just said is what I did here, right? I only replied to her twice, and then I go, I'm not gonna get into some long back and forth tonight with a Chucky doll. Unlike you, I have a real job, and it's been a long day. And then I go, don't spend too much time on here, or you may turn into a sensationalist, grifting cunt like Josie and her band of cool kid clout chasers. Now, this is the funny part. Now go brag about a ratio or some shit while I'm enjoying life in the real world. And now watch this, right? If you go to her page, she literally is saying like, ratio fucking, or she goes, I love the smell of ratios in the morning. And I'm like, you literally did what I just said you were going to do, where all they care about is ratios because they care about validation from strangers. I don't.
Yes, because this is right-wing TMZ and it's right-wing Vanderpump, and at this point, your favorite freedom fighters on the internet do not actually care about fighting for human freedom or
it's a popular. Yeah, they just want to be popular.
To New World Order tyranny. It's a rebranding of the New World Order, and it's getting a right-wing makeover. Instead of trannies, we have looks maxing. Instead of woke feminism, we have fake pickup artistry stuff that doesn't work. You basically have two different sides of the same coin that promotes the same values of widespread poverty, male loneliness, disenfranchisement, and reliance on either the state or pop culture spokespeople who are speaking on behalf of the state without you realizing to guide you in how you're going to live your life, which is literally how they want the New World Order to operate. So congratulations.
Yeah, useful idiots. Anyway, let's do the shout outs real quick, and then I got to get to work. I'm trying to wrap this job today. So we got Film What Matters. So what's the connection between illegals and your brother who did drugs? Sounds like a retarded statement. The irony behind this whole, like, your brother's a murdering drug dealer. My brother Nick, who I don't like, I have charges filed against him. He's a piece of shit. He's alive. He isn't even necessarily a drug dealer. He got busted in a sting where he was at a house buying drugs, and they thought that he was part of the people he was buying the drugs from. He never got charged with it, never got convicted of it. So he's a drug addict who got busted in a sting where he was in the house with drug dealers. That being said, I'm not defending him. He's still a piece of shit. They think that that brother is the brother that died of a fentanyl overdose. And it's not. I have two brothers. Both of them are addicts. One of them died. So they think that when I say my brother died of a fentanyl overdose, they're saying, yeah, he should have died of a fentanyl overdose because he was a drug dealer. And that's not true. My brother Sal, who died, never dealt drugs. He was actually kind of a sweet kid. He was just a classic addict who hurt his back. He went and got hooked on oxys, and then that oxy addiction eventually manifested into opiate addiction, where he was buying heroin and fentanyl, and then eventually my mom found him dead on the floor. And this is what I don't understand about the people that try to make excuses for, or the libertarian argument that adults should be able to put whatever they want into their bodies. No, they fucking shouldn't. All right, like this is, you don't run a society that way where you just say, okay, you're free to do all of the things that you want, because it affects more than the person doing the drugs. It affects families. It destroys families. Also, you can't make that argument because there are people who do drugs who literally, like, and you said this before, where you go, I had a fight and I won and I just wanted to do one bump of cocaine and I didn't want to die for it. You have other people, like kids, that get into the stash of the drugs that are in the house because, according to libertarians, people should be able to do whatever they want. You have kids that literally tried something like that they thought was maybe like a Percocet, but it ended up being fentanyl. It's kind of ridiculous to make the argument that we shouldn't stop drugs from coming into the country, or every time a person has an overdose, it's their fault. It's not. It's a very.
I agree, but also back in the early 20th century, they used to prescribe cocaine. Cocaine used to be in Coca-Cola, and they used to prescribe. They used to prescribe medications similar to methamphetamine and fentanyl to people. Yeah. And the pharma companies actually will, like, they don't prescribe cocaine and meth, but they prescribe synthetic versions of that all the time. I do think that
cocaine by itself. Wait,
hold on. Yeah, it's not bad. I do think what they should do is this stuff should get legalized, but it's got to just get regulated and taxed at a high level. So if you buy the stuff, you know it's not getting laced with anything poisonous.
Yeah, I don't know. I disagree completely. I don't think it should be legalized. I think it should be decriminalized for personal use and possession of. I'm fine with that. But legalization, it leads to I wish we could go into this. I don't have the time. Let's continue the shout-outs. Roadrunner513 dropped 20 in the chat for that Alex question. Appreciate it. Snarl Barkley is in the house. 7 Legion Studios, Georgia Mom, TPH14, and Star Spangled Savage. Alex, tell everybody where to find you and what you got going on, and we will be back next week.
Yeah, so follow me on X at the Alex Strenger, TheAlexStrenger. I'm starting to post a little bit more to get this engagement up a little bit.
I noticed you're doing good.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm kind of like having Grok write all my tweets for me because, like I said, this is right from TMZ, and this isn't really worth that much time, energy, or effort to get super worked up over politics. So at this point, it's a business model, and I'm semi-treating it like that while also kind of trying to talk about issues that I care about while making sure living life takes precedence. So anyway, engage on my page, because when I do decide to come out of retirement, I have a strong support system to amplify my voice. So follow me at the Alex Strenger on X, and Rumble. You can go to Alex Strenger, and YouTube also Alex Strenger.
AlexStringer.com is in the show description, and you can get all of his socials on there. I have to go.